Welcome back everybody to another episode of Sneaker Updates. This will be Sneaker Updates number 59. If you happen to be new here, feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on every single hype sneaker. Essentially, in this series we go over sneakers that received updates throughout the week. For example, some of those may potentially include some Yeezys, Jordans, and more. But with that short little intro out of the way, why don't we jump right into the first update. Kicking it off, starting with Yeezys, we have some really great news for you guys. Starting it off in August, we have another Yeezy 700 V3 coming our way, the Yeezy 700 V3 Arzareth. As usual, these will retail for only $200 despite being a 700, leaving plenty of room to profit with a great margin as well, just like prior pairs. Mock-up courtesy of Yeezy Mafia. For some even more good news, we have a concrete release date now set for the Yeezy 350 Zyon after the delay. They will be releasing July 18th for $220. You should expect all sizes to be profitable regardless of stock. There is very high demand for these. Some even refer to these as the Turtle Dove 2.0. These will certainly be one of the greatest releases of July because it will not only be very easy to cop multiple of these being a Yeezy 350, but they still will be profitable. July is crazy in the United States to say the least, considering we have so many July drops in addition to all the US June drops that got pushed into July, so it's going to be pretty hectic to say the least. Then moving on, courtesy of Yeezy Season 2, we got our very first in-hand look at the Yeezy 350 Adidas. These dropped this fall for $220. They likely won't perform too well, but still some potential for lunch money in the very small size. And finally for Yeezys, before we do jump into Jordans, last and certainly least, we have another diarrhea colored Yeezy 380 releasing this fall for $230. The Yeezy 380 Lemon. I don't expect these to perform very well, very similar to how the Mist did, or perhaps how the Blue Oats will likely perform. But anyway, moving on from Yeezys onto Jordans, kicking it off with the Jordan 1 High and Low DIOR. Essentially today, if you're watching this video as it's being published, there was a raffle live this morning and lasted until around this afternoon, June 25th. Everyone had plenty of time to enter. It was open for multiple hours. It was nice and smooth, no issues with the site or anything like that. But there is a massive misconception with how the raffle is being conducted. But the misconception is very rational, primarily because of how poorly worded the raffle is. In fact, I even had a similar notion myself initially. So, because they use the word selected on the same exact info page as how your personal selection works, this is where all the confusion derived from. An easy way to explain this would be to sub out the word selected with chosen. Then it reads, if chosen, you are guaranteed an opportunity to buy one of your selected silhouettes in your size at the designated pickup location. Selection is made on a first-come, first-served basis. This does not mean whoever entered the raffle the fastest will win. Otherwise, they wouldn't have made it a raffle in the first place, and they wouldn't have left it open for hours. It would have been a flash raffle in that hypothetical case for only several minutes at most. Obviously, this wasn't the case, and they are very well aware of the hype behind these. Well, anyway, after some of my staff contacted DIOR to confirm this, they replied that they will pick winners at random, just like we expected, and just like what would sound rational for any raffle. However, once the winners are chosen, and here's the catch, they determine who gets what choice of model and size based off their entry time. So I guess you could say it does matter what time you entered at if you do have a personal preference regarding certain sizes and whatnot, but let's be honest, it doesn't really matter. But anyway, that's exactly why they're allowing multiple entries. For instance, if my friend won and I won as well for the same exact size, and there was only one pair of that size, again, this is just a hypothetical instance to help you guys comprehend what's going on with this, then depending on whoever entered first, either me or my friend will get that one size. If my friend, for example, entered first, they will get that pair, but I will still get that pair. However, it won't be my initial choice of size. Instead, it will be a different size. Now, why exactly am I telling you this? Well, I understand not all of you were awake that early in the morning when it first went live. The vast majority of you guys, especially those of you not on the East Coast, and those of you who weren't going to work, those of you who were maybe on summer vacation, likely weren't awake when it first started. So I'm here to tell you that's okay. As long as you signed up, you still have an equivalent chance of copying, just as someone who entered very, very early in the morning. The only advantage they have is the preference. So hopefully, if you were feeling a little bit hopeless, now you do have a sliver of hope. And let's be honest, it really is only a sliver considering how limited these are, but I still wanted to give you guys that little bit of hope. Now, for those of you who did not remember to enter the raffle, there may be hope for you too. Don't quote me on this though, but you see, people all over the world are signing up for these, right? But at least 50% or so, I would say, of the people signing up aren't big resellers, they don't know sneakers value too well, and they aren't willing to spend $2,000 on a pair of sneakers, and the vast majority of people probably live simply too far away from the pickup locations that they signed up for, because there's no risk when signing up. It's not like there's a down payment for anything, so anyone all over the world could sign up for any location. What does this likely mean? Well, with COVID, it's only going to get more difficult for those of you who need to fly out to pick up, and they already backdoored pairs that were intended to be backdoored, so we do have yet to see what they will end up doing with all the pairs that are not picked up. It's very possible that they will backdoor those too, hopefully not, but it's going to be a decent amount most likely, so perhaps there will be some kind of second release, maybe some kind of second raffle, anything like that. So subscribe and enable post notifications, and I'll keep you guys updated if anything of this nature does happen to take place. Again, my goal with this entire thing is to give you guys hope for those of you who did enter the raffle and for those of you who didn't. I'm just trying to break this down for you guys, but anyway, let's move on to the other updates because we do have a lot to talk about in terms of Jordans. Moving on, the Jordan 1 Black Metallic Gold will be dropping in December for $170. Solid potential for these to do well, and we actually just got an in-hand look at them courtesy of Zyon. Certainly not too bad looking. Moving on from those, courtesy of Pirates, we will be seeing 3 new Jordan 1 Zoom Comforts releasing in 2021 for only $140. What you're looking at right now is just mock-ups, but they should appear to be somewhat similar. Then from those, official images have loaded for the Quai 54 Jordan 6. These are very unique. They even went as far as making the insoles look very unique, and I'd say I'm a pretty big fan of this colorway. Let me know what you guys think about these though. These drop mid-July and definitely have some potential to do pretty decent, although I wouldn't expect a great margin on them. On to the next. After discussing the University Blue Jordan 4 a while back, we have another update for these. In fact, we have an exact release date now for them, courtesy of DJ Folk. These will be dropping March 6th for 2021 for $225. So yes, guys, the retail is pretty high on these, at least for a Jordan 4. Now, although retail is high, I can still see demand being high enough on these for them to still be profitable. I'll update you guys in 2021 though. And a small update for the release date of the Carmine Jordan 6, which obviously many of us, collector or reseller or both like myself, are looking forward to. It won't be on the 20th, but rather it will be on the 13th during All-Star weekend of February. Instead, what we'll be getting on the 20th, we will be receiving my personal favorite update for today, the Jordan 1 University Blue. Granted, this is just a mock-up courtesy of Z Sneakerheads, but it will look very similar to what you're seeing based off prior University Blue colorways. These will perform very well regardless of stock, but I definitely need that personal for these. Let me know what you guys think about them. Then, courtesy of Zyon, we got an in-hand look at the Jordan 3 Denim Fire Red, which drops August 1st for $200. I really wish they would bring back the white cement 3s with the Nike Air on the back instead of these, but you know, they're still not bad. So it is what it is. On to some miscellaneous sneakers. Kicking it off, it looks like the Grateful Dead SB Dunk Lows will be releasing a little bit earlier than what was initially expected. Maybe dropping as early as August, in fact. On feet pictures courtesy of Yankee Kicks. Obviously, when it comes to all of these, they will be very profitable with a great margin. And finally, on top of all the US delays we have already seen, the Red Dunks have been delayed to July 1st for the US, and other regions already dropped. Of course, all sizes on these will be very profitable with a great margin. But anyway, that will conclude it for today. Feel free to leave a like if you did enjoy or perhaps learn a thing or two. Also, for those of you who have been asking, I am planning to restock Endurance at 4:30 p.m. Eastern Time, 10:30 p.m. CEST on July 1st. I'll post more info closer to that date for you guys. Anyway, subscribe and enable post notifications just to stay 100% updated on all hyped releases. With that though, I'll see you guys later. Have a fantastic rest of your day.
The other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Just put on my foot.